playing Umineko on a Tuesday. I gotta say, I understand. I'm aware of the product I put out, right? I'm not aware of many things, but I'm aware of the product I put out. And I understand, potentially, that the weeknight Umineko streams have a different energy to them. A lesser energy, you could even say. Depending on your opinion, maybe in the nature that they're shorter. Inherently, they have to be shorter. I can't, in good conscience, stream for 4 or 5 or 6 hours on a weeknight. But they're also, again, if we're being very extreme about it, a necessary evil. If we're to finish Umineko before the end of the year, of this calendar year, these week streams, these weeknight streams, I should specify, have to happen. And I say all that saying that I don't, again, it's not like anyone comes to me. No one ever comes to me for anything. But especially, no one's coming to me and saying, like, Austin, your Umineko weeknight streams kind of suck. Like, I don't think anyone's... There may be people thinking that. And that's what I'm thinking. That's at least in my head. But no one's actually saying that to me. But that's just a thing I'm thinking. And I feel it. I feel it. They have to be a different energy. Unlike a Saturday night stream, where I was just lazing around on a Saturday, expending very little energy usually, and longer streams, again, versus coming off of a Tuesday or a Wednesday or whatever day of work, because I have a day job to pay the bills. You know, I'm tired. It's usually I just made myself dinner. I made the dinner. I log out for work. I make my dinner. I eat it, and so I'm like full. I'm like content food wise, but you know, it's just a different energy is what I'm saying. Not, but hopefully not so bad. That's all I can say. So that's why I say, like, I hope you, the viewer, I'm speaking directly to you, the viewer, or chat, when you see the 1.5 or 2 hour Umineko stream pop up, I don't know, based on YouTube stats, mostly not subscribers, people just watching the Umineko streams but not subscribing. That's totally fine. That's valid. So I was gonna say your sub feed, but for most of you it might just come up recommended or something. You're like, oh shit, here comes a new video for me to digest. You see it, and you see it's like 1.5 or 2 hours, and you're like, oh no, this was done on a Tuesday or Wednesday night. There's a different energy. There's a different energy, you say, as you click play on this YouTube video. Just know that it's a necessary evil, alright? So we're now into episode 4. The last episode of the questions arc, theoretically. Unless something crazy happens, I guess. That would be... How obscene... How insane would that be if I finish episode 4 and I'm like, alright, going on to the answers arc. And then all of a sudden, like, an episode 5 pops up. Just to really fuck with me. That would be fun. But in theory, the final episode, episode 4 here of the questions arc, we got through episode 3 last stream, and then we started in on episode 4. It seems like it's going to be an episode that mostly focuses on the new character, Femme Battler. Ange. Angie. Not Ange. We can't say Ange. If it's Ange, I'm not going to say Ange. It might be Angie. But just, I think I said last stream, Big Ange has ruined the name Ange as like a nickname. So Angie, although I forget the name she gave. Oh, Gretel. I don't forget the name that she gave Battler as a fake name, a pen name or whatever. Gretel. Because this game and its narrative loves giving characters many names. Big fan of that. Not confusing at all. So Gretel, aka Angie, this episode seems to be is going to be focused on her, understandably. Also, much to my dismay, Maria in a ghostly form. So that's a thing. Ghost Maria. As I've been saying a couple episodes now, do get it twisted. This is a Maria hating zone. When you clicked upon this video, you have entered a Maria hating zone. Me and chat have now decided that we hate Maria. So again, this is one of those things where I'm somewhat obviously removed from, especially because I can't be spoiled potentially. I'm removed from the Umineko fandom, I guess, until I finish this game. I have no idea if Maria is a very popular character, but like I said, at least on these videos, you have to just understand this is the Maria hating zone. So that's where we're at. So let's begin. No more time wasted. Okay, so if we remember what happened exactly the last thing, I think as we were logging out, was obviously ghostly Maria. We were seeing like past Maria visions. I think this specific one about her birthday and how her mom was trying to give her a nice birthday, even though like, I forget what the reasoning was, but her mom's super busy and there's not like other friends, but she made Rosa, best mom on the planet, winner, obviously say that sarcastically, has made Maria, a doll, that I already forget its name, but it exists, and the way it was presented made me think that it was definitely gonna, for some reason, be like a major character somehow. It's gonna become possessed by some kind of spirit and also become a witch, probably. Took her ass. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair if you have to just revisit to miss anything that you can't catch legitimately tonight. And I think that was pretty much it. Like I said, it was seeing that Gretel / Femme Battler / Angie was a loner because of her family situation, I guess, which is something. I think the game was trying to tell us that because her family status, she was like ostracized by the general public and her classmates and stuff. There is something like that. She's a loner in school, and then she was like, you know what? You know what's better than therapy? Reading this diary of this girl named Maria. She says ooh a lot. So then she befriended Maria the friendly ghost. and now Maria's talking to her, probably like in her head, but also probably not just in her head. Like this Maria ghost is probably going to be a legit character at some point. So there will be like Maria the person and the Maria the ghost. Can't wait for that to happen. Can't wait till they meet. And I think that's pretty much, I mean, where we're at. Like I said, there was the lion doll. It's a cute design, but I just know that it's going to be important, I feel like. And I could do without it, but it's whatever. So, With her knapsack on her back and half of Sakutaro, that's the name of the fucking thing. Yeah, Sakutaro's face peeking out of it, she triumphantly walked through the shopping district late at night. Well, it was that time of day after all. Everyone in the shopping district was either a shop owner lowering the shutters on their shops or an employee rushing or else staggering on their way home. Amidst all that, Maria, who was in a good mood like someone on a hike, probably looked quite merry. Every once in a while, passing employees would glance at her back with the eyes of someone seeing something out of place. Office ladies giggled at the cute stuffed animal poking its head out of the knapsack. The supermarket had been closed for a while by this time. However, convenience stores, which had been growing in popularity lately, stayed open until midnight. Ah, yes, the burgeoning popularity of 7-Elevens. It's very convenient for Maria, whose mother's return was often late. Oh, yeah! This was a thing. Oh, I forgot. Oh, shit. She has to, like, go out to get a bento box or something. Oh, I forgot how dire that sounded. Yeah, she has to go out and get a bento box of food. Late at night. Just send your kid, Maria, or not Maria, Rosa, again, stellar parent she is, says, Maria, go to the convenience store and go get some food because I'm staying late for work or something. And it just sounds like you're asking for problems. Everything we know about Umineko screams something bad's about to happen. Ah, fuck. Alright, it was very convenient for Maria, whose mother's return was often late. I don't know, maybe I'm not giving Maria enough credit. Maybe Maria's gonna be able to handle herself here. But I do remember her mom being like, don't bring that fucking lion doll with you. And then Maria being like, I'm not listening to you, and brought it anyway. So, that was a thing. Maria lowered the knapsack from her back, and carrying it like a child in her arms, she headed over to the sweet buns corner. She pointed to a sweet bun she had eaten before, explaining to Sakutaro that this one was delicious, and that one was pretty good too. Sakutaro seemed to be enjoying it a lot. I'm gonna have the 3-colored one. With just this one, you can eat bean jam and cream and strawberry jam. But there's sometimes greenish brown bean jam or white bean jam. There should be one kind of bean jam. There should be one kind of... Okay. And then our favorite new noise. Uryu. Looks like having different things inside makes them interesting. Oh, Maria. As if she didn't have enough things going against her. She's now been at it. She's now has been equipped with like this doll that she treats as if it's like a puppet, and she's like having conversations with and stuff. Tough. So this looks like having different things inside makes them interesting. Uryu! The bodega man is just like, please leave me alone. It is late at night. Please. Where are your parents? Next, I'll have a fruit yogurt. There's fruit in it, but it isn't a sweet, right? Yeah, I'm sure Mama will be fine with it. Do you want one too, Sakutaro? Uryu? Question mark? Is that really okay? What about the money? Ooh, no problem. Look, it's Shotoku Taishi. Ooh. I don't know what that means. Is that a cheap brand, maybe? So I can buy you whatever you want too, Sakataru.
一緒に食べよ
Let's eat together.
う。サクタロもヨーグルト食べる
Would you like some yogurt too, Sakataru? Maria made to grab another one of the same fruit yogurt. Sakataru bent his head slightly, worried.
うり
Uryu.
ゅでも、
うりゅ
僕、大きいのは食べられないから小さいのでいい。
But I can't eat a big one, so a small one will be fine.
おう
Yeah, like if this was, yeah, exactly. If this was my 7-Eleven, I would not be mean, but I would say, where is your parent? Why are you an unsupervised kid in my store right now? Ooh.
じゃあ、この小さいお菓子ヨーグルトは
Then how about a small yogurt?
30円だね。
It's 30 yen.
安い。
30 yen. That is so fucking cheap. That's cheap.
うりゅ
Do it.
僕はそれでいい。
That's good enough for me.
マリアと一緒にヨーグルト。
Yogurt with Maria.
サクタルと一緒にヨーグルト。
Yogurt with Sakataru. Ooh. It's a good thing they have each their own catchphrase. I'm gonna be honest though, I can't wait till I'm able to not read any more Sakataru lines. Maria put the 3-colored bread and the 2 yogurts into a shopping basket and brought them to the register. Maybe. That's probably it. Like, right? Like, the danger for kids maybe amplified as years have passed. It's the 80s, right? It's the 80s or whatever in Japan. It's probably right. Slightly different. The man running the register had been in charge of the tobacco shop that had been here until last year. Do you really think... Oh, man. My biggest fear is going to be this is what Chapter 4 is. It's like ghostly flashbacks of Maria doing the most mundane shit. with a pet lion thing. The man running the register had been in charge of the tobacco shop that had been here until last year. I seem to be seeing you a lot at this time of day, little lady. You're a good girl, but maybe you'd better come with your mother if you're going to be shopping at this time in the future, okay?
ママがいいって言ったから大丈夫。
Mama said it's okay, so it's fine. So shut the fuck up, mister.
ママはいつもお仕事で帰りが遅いけど、マリアたちは寂しくなんかないの。
Mind your damn business. Mama always comes home late because of her work, but we aren't lonely.
ね、サクタロ。
Right, Sakataru?
うりゅ
Uru!
そっか、そりゃ大変だね。
Really? That sounds tough.
ほら、ジュースを一本おまけしてあげるよ。
Here, I'll give you some free soda. The man working at the store took a can of leftover soda or something from behind the register and packed it into the bag with everything else. Don't drink that. Don't drink that. Don't accept the leftover soda from this man. Please. Please don't drink it. Don't. He just pulled a can from behind.
おじさん、ありがとう。
Oh god. Thank you, mister. Ooh.
よかったね、サクタロ。
Ooh, isn't that great, Sakataru?
うりゅ
Ooh. Since she had been told not to buy soda, she couldn't take it back home. So she decided to drink it on her way back and not bring the empty can back home. Great. With a vinyl bag with the sweet bun in it around her elbow. Holding the knapsack with Sakataru in it, with that same arm and drinking her soda, the two of them walked home.
柚子胡椒ソーダって微妙。
Yuzu Koshu soda isn't that bad.
サクタロも飲んでみ
Or
よ
isn't really good. I just made up words there. Isn't really good. You want to try too, Sakataru?
うりゅ
Uryu?
うりゅうりゅうりゅうりゅうりゅうりゅ
Oh, it's like a Pokemon. Okay. Uryu, 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 Uryu.
まじゅい
Nasty.
だよね。
It sure is. Ooh. Ooh. Of course, it's not like she could actually make a stuffed animal drink soda. She just put the can to Sakataro's mouth and pretended to tilt it. But it was fun for Maria to share the taste of this weird drink that she had gotten for free with Sakataro. Don't like this. There was a huge moon in the sky. At times, that moon had been clouded by tears when she'd been unmanageable during Rosa's overnight stays. It's like, the way it's building it up, it feels almost weird. Like, if there's nothing weird with the drink, then why is it portraying it like this? You know what I mean? It's so weird. If it's just a normal ass drink, why is it being shifty about it? I don't understand. And when she'd been scolded by her mother. But this moon was very warm, and it seemed to watch over the two of them as they enjoyed their trip home by themselves. Maria and Sakataro. Angie watched the two of them go from behind. She looked so warm from behind. After looking at the backs of Maria, Oni-chan, and Sakataro together, it became very hard to remember all those long nights when she'd cried because her mother hadn't come home. I couldn't say it to Maria Oni-chan, but if I'd been in the same position, I may have given a stuffed animal the name Sakataro. But it wouldn't have been anything more or less than a stuffed animal. Anyone can make a relationship that only distracts you from your loneliness. But Maria Oni-chan was different. Sakataro isn't a stuffed animal or toy. He was a real friend and far from distracting Maria from her loneliness. He changed the nights without her mother into a fun time where they could play all by themselves. There that fucking line is. Was it because Sakataro was a special stuffed animal? Because her mother had made it for herself? Because it was very, very cute? Probably not. If there's a secret here, it doesn't lie within Sakataro. I think it probably lies within Maria Oni-chan. What a doofy stuffed
こ
animal.
れがマリアお姉ちゃんの言う魔法の力なの。
This is the power of magic you're talking about, Maria Oni-chan? Ooh.
魔法を知るということは、今まですぐそばにいたのに気づけなかったたくさんの友達に気づけるということ。
Knowing magic means that you notice a lot of friends right beside you that you didn't notice before.
まるで新しいおもちゃ屋さんが近所にたくさんできるみたいに楽しいこと。
It's as fun as having a bunch of new toy shops pop up all over the neighborhood. If even I, locked up in an academy without a single friend, had power like Maria Oni-chan, I wonder if I can make my days just a bit richer. I wonder if I'll be able to honestly shed tears on nights I feel like crying, to smile on gray nights. Yes,
できるよ。
you can.
エンジェはできる。
You can do it.
だってエンジェにだって魔女になれる資格があるもん。
After all, you also have what it takes to become a witch.
魔女になる資格。
What it takes to become a witch?
マリアも魔女になれる資格あるんだよ。
I have what it takes to become a witch too.
だからまだまだ勉強中の修行中なの。
So I've still got a lot more studying and training to do. Yeah, it's almost like a rule where, like, you have to have some kind of, like you say trauma, like, you have to be fucked up just a little to be gifted magic power. You have to have something bad in your life happening.
きっと素敵な魔女になってほうきでお空をかけてケーンで虹を描いて飴玉を空から降らせるの。
I'll definitely become a wonderful witch, flying in the sky on a broom, drawing rainbows with my cane, making candy fall from the sky.
マリアはきっとできるよ。
I can definitely do it.
そしたらエンジェにも見せてあげるね。
Then, I'll show you too.
きっとそれは素敵な夢の中のような光景だから。
It'll definitely be like a scene from a wonderful dream. Marioni-chan said that, making an absolute promise with her smile. There's no way I can become a witch. But if Marioni-chan says that, it makes me feel that maybe I really can become a witch. Because, in reality, on that desolate night, when no flower of a smile could possibly have bloomed, Her magic surely gave birth to a smile.
魔女に
I wonder if
なれるかな。
I can become a witch.
なれるよ。
You can.
エンジェは少し年齢を重ねちゃったから魂が少し重力に惹かれちゃってる。
You're a bit older, so your soul is bound a bit more by gravity.
だからマリアよりも修行は大変かもしれないけど、
That might make training tougher than it is for me.
でもきっとなれるよ。
But you definitely can. I mean, if Maria says it, then
だ
it's
って
truth.
もうエンジェは魔法の一端に触れてるもの。
After all, you're already touching a small piece of magic.
私が
I am.
魔法を
Magic? Yeah.
だってほら、もうこの世にはいない私をこうして呼び出して語らっているよ。
Come on, look. In a world where I don't exist, you summoned me, and you're talking with me.
これは魔法なの？
This is magic?
うん。
Yeah.
私が日記に残した魂のかけらをエンジェは魔法で膨らませて私を蘇らせてる。
You've expanded the fragment of my soul that I left in my diary, and you're reviving me right now.
さっきも言ったよね。
I also said it a short while ago, right?
こうして私と再会して会話ができて時に笑顔を見せられるんだから、エンジェは魔法の才能がきっとあるんだよ。
Since you managed to reunite me, with me and have a conversation, since you're able to smile every once in a while, you must have some magical talent, Angie.
マリアお姉ちゃんが保証する。
Your Maria Oni-chan guarantees it. Ooh!
お姉ちゃんがさっき言ったわ。
You said it a second ago, Oni-chan.
私は日記を開いた時にしか会えないと思ってるけど、本当はいつも身近にいるって。
I thought I could only meet you while the diary is open, but you're really nearby all the time, right?
私に魔法の力がもっとあれば、それを見て
If I had more of the power of magic, would I be able to see you? This is building up to that moment. That thing where it's like, oh, there was only... You disappeared on me, Maria. There was two sets of... I don't know how the fucking thing goes, but two pairs of steps in the sand. And then there was only one, and Maria's gotta be like, that's when I was carrying you. I fucked it up, but you know what I'm trying to say. If I had more of the power of magic, would I be able to see you?
今こうしているようにお姉ちゃんと会話ができる？
I basically just wanted to... and just like now, would I be able to talk to you, Oni-chan? I'm sorry, it's not going to be older than Ange and do that. Oh yeah, that is a little weird. I mean, it's going off the whole, like, I guess as a ghost you wouldn't age as a ghost or anything, but yeah, I mean, last stream they were talking about how it's like, oh, I look like I'm younger than you, but I'm really older than you, and then but she still acts like she's like a little child, so there's like that weirdness. Weird. And just like now, would I be able to talk to you, Oni-chan?
いつでも？
At any time? Yeah,
いつでもお話できるよ。
we can talk at any time.
朝のおはようの時だっていつもそばにいるし、授業中だってそばにいる。
I'm there by your side to say good morning, and even during class.
退屈な授業は私とお話しして気を紛らわせようよ。
Let's talk together during dull classes to distract you from your boredom.
食事の時には話し相手になれるし、お昼休みだってこれまでのようにいつも一緒にいようよ。
I'll also be there to talk to you during meals, so let's always be together like this during lunch break. Don't fucking leave me. Yeah. I'm also on the side of thank God we don't have to see adult Maria. Hopefully.
放課後だって一緒にいるし、もちろん寮に帰ってからだって私はいつもそばにいる。
We're with you after school too, and of course, I'm always by your side, even after you return to the dormitory.
日記を広げた時にしか私を見てくれないだけ。
It's just that you don't see me except when the diary is opened. Okay.
日記を閉じても
Even when I close the diary,
マリアお姉ちゃんは
Marioni
私の
chan,
そばにいてくれるんだよね。
you'll be by my side, right? Yes,
いるよ。
I'll be there.
だからエンジェが私を見ようとして、そして話そうとしてくれれば、私はきっと答えられるよ。
So if you try to see me and try to talk to me, I'll definitely be able to answer.
しっかりと見て話そうとしてくれれば。
If you look strongly and try to talk, that is.
私
I'll
やってみる。
give it a try.
簡単じゃないよ。
It isn't easy, okay?
いきなりうまくなんてきっといかないよ。
It isn't going to go well all of a sudden. Got it?
分かってる。
I understand.
きっと簡単じゃないと思う。
I'm sure it won't be easy.
でも私
But I
マリアお姉ちゃんみたいになりたい。
want to be like you, Marioni-chan.
おお、
Uh,
わかった。
I understand.
じゃあ私をよく見て。
Then look at me well.
しっかり見て。
Look closely. Okay.
ゆっくり目を閉じたり開いたりして。
Oh no, Maria's casting a spell or putting her in some kind of trance right now. Slowly open and close your eyes.
いきなり長くつむっちゃダメ。
You can't shut them for a long time all of a sudden.
私の姿を瞳に焼き付けては、それをまぶたの裏に染み込ませていくつもりで。
After burning my form into your eyes, try to make it blend into the inside of your eyelids. Yeah,
やってる。
I'm doing it.
まぶたを閉じても私をイメージできるようになったら、
Once you can visualize me even when your eyes are closed,
そのままゆっくり柔らかく目を閉じていて。
without changing anything, slowly and softly close your eyes again.
どう？
How is it?
まだ私が見えている？
Can you still see me?
うん。
Yes.
多分見えてると思う。
I think I can probably see you.
じゃあ一度目を開いて。
Then try opening your eyes for a second.
いよいよ本番。
Now for the real thing.
心を落ち着けたら日記を閉じて。
Calm your heart and close the diary.
その時一度マリアの姿は消えてしまうかもしれない。
At that time, my form may disappear for a second.
でも焦らずに心を落ち着けて。
But calm your heart and don't get anxious.
そしてまぶたの裏に染み込ませた私を逆に瞳に染み込ませていくつもりで。
And then try to make the me that's blended into the inside of your eyelids blend back into your eyes. I assume this is a thing. I'm placing some chips down. I'm gonna bet here that this is a thing right now. This is weird, but it's a thing because later on, Angie is gonna want to like summon Maria or something, and she's gonna do this eye trick thing, and like somehow Maria is gonna be like back, or it's gonna be like we need to bring Maria into whatever the situation is.
ゆっくりと虚空に私をイメージして。
Like we're planting the seeds right now. We're planting the seeds. Slowly visualize me in the empty air.
私を虚空に見て。
In the empty air, see me.
大丈夫。
Yeah, I'm okay.
じゃあ
Then
閉じるね。
I'll close
日記。
the diary.
うん。
And she's gone. Slowly, I closed it. When I did so, a gray reality filled with dull air unfolded. Of course, Marioni-chan's form disappeared. Give it all you've got. Have courage. Take the first step into the world of witches. I felt like Marioni-chan was cheering me on inside my heart. She's cheering me on? Really? Or do I just think that she is? No, that's wrong. It's because I think that this... It's because I think this that I cannot see her. Marioni-chan is always by my side. And even now, she's definitely there, cheering me on to do my best. That reached my ears. So I mustn't ignore it like it's my imagination or the voice in my own heart. I believe that Marioni-chan is there. I mustn't doubt. I believe. Oni-chan said she'd always be by my side. This is how you get indoctrinated into the Maria, cult. I must not doubt that. But looking at that empty space, by the empty back wall of the school building, amidst those almost heartlessly boring rays of sunlight, calling out her name was unexpectedly difficult. The chains of common sense that had clung to me until today sneered at me, telling me that calling out to the empty air was ridiculous. It was almost like being told to take a step forward off the roof of a skyscraper overlooking a sea of lights. It's Marioni-chan saying it. It's alright. She's saying that I'm someone who can do it. Stop thinking that you might fall, or that it'd be foolish to take a step off a roof, and free yourself from those chains of common sense. Great. Alright, sounds good. Have a nice rest of your night. Angie says, woo. Okay. I steadied my breathing. I concentrated my mind. Make the vivid form of Maria Oni-chan in the empty space before you rise to the surface. Understand magic. And see Maria Oni-chan.
Maria Oni-chan.
Maria Oni-chan. Huh?
誰かいるの?
Is someone there? At that time, I was answered by a rustle in the bushes and a wild cry, and I came to my senses. It looked like I wasn't the only one behind the school building. No, since I'd been so immersed in the world of the diary, I hadn't noticed someone coming. I recognized a group of 3 beyond the bushes. They were kids from my class. From their appearance, it felt as though they'd come behind the school building to gossip about someone or talk in secret. I hurried out of the place, because if it became known that I'd been alone in a place like this, mumbling to myself, it'd become a pain again.
言ったよね。言ったよね。
She said it, right? She said it, right?
マリアお姉ちゃんとか言ったよね。
She said Maria Oni-chan or something, right?
やばくない？心霊とか見えちゃってんじゃないの？あれ。
Isn't that creepy? She isn't seeing spirits or something, is she? Ishiramiya sounds so funny. Oh, great, they used that laugh. I could hear the shrill, loud laughter from behind. Irritated and feeling that Maria Oni-chan had been made fun of, I left that place at a quick pace and then jogged once I turned the corner. And I might have made it to Oni-chan's world with just a little more time. It was frustrating, aggravating. Why does everyone get in my way? I haven't gotten in anyone else's way, not even once. I ran and ran, but it still felt as though I could hear their shrill laughter. Umineko. She was so close, yet so far away. "12 years later." Oh, we're back in future times. Look at that. Who is this man? Who is this rat-looking man? What a immediate slime ball vibes he gives. Rumor has it, Angie-chan,
あんたビルのてっぺんから飛び降りたんだって
that you jumped off the top of a skyscraper.
追っかけがうざかったんで、ちょっと巻こうと思って。
The groupies were getting annoying, so I thought I'd give them a slip. Angie and an old gentleman wearing an expensive suit were alone in a massive modern conference room. All the newest machines for presentations were installed there, but they didn't upset its refined and composed atmosphere. And that alone was enough to make the business-like theme of the room abundantly clear. However, that didn't matter at all to Angie. She carelessly sat on a high-class chair that executives making a salary of several 10 million yen probably sat in, looking aloof from the world.
下の方の階で改装工事してて、転落防止ネットがあるの知ってましたし。
It's because I knew they were remodeling on a lower floor and had a safety net out. Angie talked about it like it was no big deal, but in reality, it had been a miracle among miracles. To think that she'd shot through several layers of safety netting for the remodeling project, been caught in a multicolored banner adorning the atrium and slipped off, only to be softly caught by a final banner, land on the ground without a scratch, and then briskly leave that place. It put Hong Kong movies to shame.
いくらネットがあるの知ってたったって、高さ200メートルの超高層だよ。
Whether you knew there was a net or not, this is a 200-meter tall super skyscraper we're talking about, right?
もしも思い通りにならなかったら、今頃大変なことになってただろうや。
If things hadn't gone as you planned, there'd be a mess to deal with right now.
死んだら死んだで、それまでってことでもいいかなって思いまして。
I figured that if I died, then I'd be dead, and that would be that, more or less.
まあちょっとした運試しです。
She's so real for saying that. Well, still, I was testing my luck a bit.
若気の至りってことで。
Call it youthful zeal. As of saying that she'd had enough of that topic, Angie shrugged coldly. Seeing that, the old gentleman, who was looking at the world below through a crack in the blinds, cackled.
運試しときたか。
So, you were testing your luck, is that it?
いやはや、やっぱり金蔵さんのお孫さんだね。
My, you truly are Kinzo-san's grandchild.
うんぷてんぷ。天の流れに命を預けてもケロリとしてるその度胸。
The nerve to trust your life to chance.
会長も博打に平気で命をかけられる人だったが、これも後ろ宮の血なのかね。
The chairman was also a woman who would stake her life on a bet like it was nothing. So maybe this really is the Ishinomiya blood at work.
やっぱりあんた、将来大物になるよ。
You really will make it big in the future.
悪いことは言わない。
Please, let me be blunt.
家出ごっこはこの辺で切り上げて、スマデラの家に戻ったらどうだい？
Why not give up this running away from home act and return to the Sumadera family? Sure.
お母さん、実家と仲が悪かったって聞いてます。
I heard that mom had a bad relationship with her family.
お葬式で初対面の人の家になんて行きたくないです。
I don't want to go to the house of people I first met at a funeral. The Sumaderas are mom's family. They're an old family from Kyoto, and compared to mom's frank attitude, unbelievably strict. The only Sumadera I'd been on good terms with was Grandpa, who was living apart from his family under the guise of retirement. Mom kept in touch with him too, but she avoided the rest of the family completely, almost hostilely so. So when I went out to play with the Sumadera family, it was always Grandpa's house I visited. When I was young, I didn't really understand it, but I hear that Grandpa was in an extremely weak position, as a man who'd moved into his wife's family register, and his relationship with Grandma was also bad. You might even say that Grandma hated him and confined him to the house. It isn't hard to imagine that, because she had a soft spot for Grandpa alone, Mom was also hated by the Sumaderas. Since I was her daughter, they probably hated me quite a bit too. And yet, they appeared for the first time at Mom's funeral, shamelessly going on about how big I'd gotten, like they could actually act like family after all this time. When Aunt Eva died, I would inherit all the wealth of the Ishinomiya family. If that wasn't what they were after, there's no way they would have been able to say such disgusting words.
まあ、一人ぼっちになっちまって、自暴自棄になりたいエンジェちゃんの気持ちもわからなくもないな。
Well, it's not as though I can't understand your desire for self-abandonment now that you're all alone.
自暴自棄とかじゃないです。
This isn't self-abandonment.
こううるさいエヴァおばさんもやっとくたばったんで、久しぶりにのびのびと散歩してるだけじゃないですか。
I'm just taking a carefree stroll now that the annoying Aunt Eva has finally kicked the bucket.
周りが大げさに騒ぎすぎなだけです。
Everyone else is just making too big a deal out of it. Of course, everyone's after the vast Yushirmiya wealth I bear. They must think that becoming my guardian means they'll be able to do as they please with that wealth. Just how many people have tried to get close to me, acting like they want to be a substitute parent.
エンジェちゃんも辛いことがあったら俺でよかったらいつでも相談してな。
If you ever find that you're hurting, please talk with me if it'll help, okay?
エンジェちゃんのこと実の孫みたいに思ってるんだからさ。
After all, think of you as my own grandchild, Angie-chan.
はあ
Huh.
当面はノーサンキューということで。
I'll say no, thank you for now.
それより話を戻してください。
More importantly, let's return to what we were talking about.
エンジェちゃん
Angie-chan.
何度聞かれたって俺が隠してることは何もないよ。
No matter how many times you ask, I'm hiding nothing.
あの日の六軒島の唯一の生き残りが会長なんだ。
The chairman was the only survivor on Rokenjima that day.
その会長が何も語らずに言っちまった。
And she passed away without saying anything.
俺だって何もわからないよ。
I myself know nothing.
すべては闇の中だ。
Everything is wrapped in darkness, you see. This old gentleman was one of those leaders who had been entrusted with the business group Eva had built up after she passed away. The one he called chairman was the former chairman, Mispronunciations Eva. His company once had friendly ties with Hideyoshi's business, and he'd had a close relationship with both Hideyoshi and Eva. For that reason, when Eva lost Hideyoshi, he became the only person whom Eva might have let her true intentions slip. Whenever Eva's heart was torn by the loss of her family, whenever she took it out on Angie, he had acted as a buffer between the two. So although Angie didn't trust him, she found him a very easy person to question.
あの事件は
That crime was...
いや事故か。
No, that accident.
事件なんて言っちまったら怒られちまうな。
If I call it a crime, I'll get in trouble.
そりゃ俺も世間やワイドショーと同じ程度の疑問は持ったさ。
I had the same questions about it as the public and the talk shows.
どうしてエヴァおばさんは事故当時屋敷から2キロも離れたところにたった一人で？
At the time of the accident, why was Aunt Eva in a place 2 kilometers away from the mansion, all alone?
それも嵐の晩に。
And on the night of a storm?
当時金蔵さんは次の後継ぎに誰を選ぶかで迷われていた。
Back then, Kinzo-san was unaware as to whom he should select to be his successor.
表向きは長男のクラウスさんってことになってたんだが、クラウスさんはあまり信頼されていなかったんだ。
Officially, he decided on a son, Kraus-san, but he didn't have much trust in that man.
それで親兄弟4人の中から公平に跡継ぎを決めるため、碑文の謎というゲームじみた試練を課した。
So, to fairly determine a successor from among the 4 siblings, he made this game-like test called the Riddle of the Epitaph.
それは表向きだな。
Ostensibly, yes.
おそらく金蔵さんは初めからエヴァさんを当主後継ぎにするつもりだったんだ。
Kinzo-san probably planned to make Eva-san the successor from the beginning.
長男が後継ぎだという自らのルールを撤回してでも、クラウスさんと違い非常に勤勉で優秀だったエヴァさんに家を任せたかったんだ。
He wanted to withdraw his own rule, that the eldest son be the successor, and instead of Kraus-san leave the family to the extremely diligent and brilliant Eva-san.
碑文の謎を解いた者に家督を引き継ぐなどという新ルールは、
The new rule about giving the inheritance to the one who solved the epitaph?
クラウスさんから次期当主の肩書きを奪うためだけの茶番だったんだろうな。
Was probably nothing more than a farce to snatch the position of successor away from Kraus-san.
茶番ってどういう意味ですか？
What do you mean by farce?
あの碑文は誰にも解ける必要はなかったのさ。
There was no need for anyone to solve that epitaph.
適当に刑事期間を経た後、本当に金蔵さんが後を継がせたかったエヴァさんを呼び出し、
Once it had been displayed for an appropriate amount of time, Kinzo-san could just call Eva-san, whom he truly wanted to succeed him,
その答えを与えるだけでいい。
and give her the answer.
つまりそれこそが当主継承の証ってわけさ。
In other words, that itself would provide proof of her succession to the headship.
それはワイドショーでは言われていない話ですね。
This isn't something they've brought up on the talk shows, is it?
まあ、当主継承がうんぬんなんて話をしたら、余計陰謀説が優勢になっちゃうからね。
Well, once you bring up the succession of the headship, conspiracy theories tend to rise to the surface.
俺もバカじゃないからさ。
I'm no fool myself.
誤解を招くようなことはわざわざ口にしないよ。
I won't go out of my way to say things that could invite misunderstandings, you see? Does he get a... I guess I should have checked. I was gonna see if he got a thing. But it doesn't. But I do want to read... Oh, we got so many different pages. Oh, we got 3 pages? Ah, 3 pages. Okay, let's read this one. After being repeatedly hospitalized because of psychogenic stress, she has already died in the world of 1998 due to acute heart failure. She lived her later years in isolation with no one to understand her, and is the only survivor from Rokenjima. Mini gave her the name Queen of Suspicion. She continued to make reckless expansions of her business, just like Kinzo had done in the past, which earned her many enemies. By her later years, she was doing it merely to harass people as if she enjoyed it rather than her financial gain. It was all done for the sake of Angie, who would eventually succeed her. Even after throwing herself off the top of the skyscraper, she miraculously survived unharmed. After that mystical experience, she threw away everything and went on a journey by herself to learn her past. Can she break through Beatrice's magic from her position 12 years in the future? Oh, we're getting weird. Okay. This was his theory. At that time, the Ishimiya family head, Kinzo, whose remaining life was announced to be short, was troubled by the problem of who was to succeed him. Normally, successor would be fixed as the oldest son, Kraus, whom Kinzo had chosen himself. But in his later years, Kinzo began to think that Eva would make a more fitting family head. However, Kinzo, who was stubborn even against himself, was stymied by the title of successor that he'd already given to Kraus, and he'd search for an official stance by which he could skip over Kraus and select Eva as his successor. That official stance was the riddle of the epitaph. The primary successor was still Kraus, but there was a new rule saying that if someone appeared who could solve the riddle, they would be chosen as a successor to the headship. Then, on what would probably be his final family conference, Kinzo told Eva the answer to that riddle himself. In short, it was the same as proclaiming that Eva herself was the successor.
エヴァさんはあの日、金蔵さんに呼ばれ、それを打ち明けられたんだ。
On that day, Eva-san was summoned by Kinzo-san, who revealed the answer to her.
そして、当主を引き継ぐため、当主だけが知る隠し館であるクワドリアンにエヴァさんを呼びつけたんだ。
And, so that she could succeed the headship, he called Eva-san to the hidden mansion Kuadorian, I remember, which only the head knew about.
で、一足早くその隠し館で待っていたエヴァおばさんは、そのおかげで事故の難を逃れたと。
And because Aunt Eva arrived at the hidden mansion one step ahead, she escaped harm in that accident, you say?
エヴァおばさんが全ての財産を奪うために事故を装ってみんなを殺し。
Maybe Aunt Eva just killed everyone, made it look like an accident, so she could steal all the wealth for herself.
自分だけ難を逃れただけかもしれない。
And maybe that's why only she escaped unharmed.
大衆紙はそう騒いでるな。
Well, that's what the papers are shouting about.
だが、俺はエヴァさんを信じてるよ。
However, I believe Eva-san.
信ずるに足るポイントがいくつかあると思ってる。
I would say there are several points that justify trusting her.
例えば
For example,
今エンジェちゃんが指に通してるその後ろ宮家当主の指輪だよ。
that ring of the Ishimiya family head, which is on your finger now, Anji-chan.
その指輪は金蔵さんが特別に作らせた世界に一つしかない指輪だ。
That ring is the only one of its kind in the world, which Kinzo-san had made specially.
そして今、エンジェちゃんが指にしているものは間違いなくそれだと作った細工師も認めてる。
And the artisan who made it acknowledges that the object on your finger is without a doubt that ring. The Ishimiya family head's ring. That ring with the heft of gold and the one-winged seal on it had a diamond arranged on a pedestal and felt both sturdy and reminiscent of the dark hobbies of the rich. Kinzo had worn that on his finger without removing it even for a moment. This man was saying that the fact Eva had it proved that Kinzo had acknowledged her as its successor.
その指輪を確かにエヴァさんが持つからこそ。
After all, Eva-san certainly did have that ring.
そして実際にエヴァさんが優秀で、クラウスさんにはビジネスシーンでの数々の醜態が知られていたことを加味すると。
And if you take into consideration that Eva-san actually was talented, and that Kraus-san had made a fool of himself several times on the business scene,
エヴァさんの話は全くの作り話とは思えないんだ。
I cannot imagine that Eva-san's story is completely made up.
その指輪を奪うためにおじい様を殺害した可能性だってあるけれど、
Although there's the possibility that she murdered grandfather in order to steal that ring,
そしてエヴァおばさんは何らかの細工をして事故に見せかけて一族を皆殺しにした。
then Aunt Eva, using some kind of trick, massacred everyone and made it look like an accident?
そうだな。
Ah, yes.
大衆紙は財産の独り占めが目当てで一族を皆殺しにしたなんて言ってるようだな。
It seems the papers were saying something about her massacring everyone, with keeping all the wealth to herself as a goal.
確かにエヴァさんはここ一番では随分思い切ったこともしちゃう人だよ。
True, Eva-san was a person capable of holding back nothing when she was determined to accomplish something.
あるいは後ろ宮家の財産を独り占めできるチャンスに生涯でただ一度の殺人を犯したかもしれない。
Or she may have committed murder just once in her life, if a chance for keeping all the Ushimiya family wealth for herself presented itself.
だがね、俺はそうは思わない。
However, I don't think that happened.
そう信ずるに足るポイントの2つ目は？
So, what's the second point that justifies your trust in her?
エヴァさんのご家族だよ。
Eva-san's family.
秀吉さんにジョージ君。
Hideyoshi-san and George-kun.
エンジェちゃんはにわかには信じがたいだろうけど、エヴァさんはあれでかなり家族を大事にする人だったんだ。
It might be difficult for you to believe all of a sudden, Anji-chan, but Eva-san was a person who treasured family greatly. True, part of me didn't want to believe it or acknowledge it, but I did understand vaguely. Aunt Eva certainly had been a person who highly treasured her family. After all, the root of her twisted personality had been nothing more than the sadness of losing her beloved husband and son. After getting hit with her angry outbursts as she tried to distract herself from that pain, I have no feelings of sympathy at all. But it's not like I can't imagine how the incredible shock of losing her whole family must have changed her character.
家族を愛したエヴァおばさんが夫と息子を見捨てるわけがないと？
You're saying there's no way Aunt Eva, who loved her family, would throw away her husband and her son?
そうだ。
That's right.
もし本当にエヴァさんが犯人で一族を事故に見せかけて皆殺しにしたならば、
Even if Eva-san really was the culprit and massacred the entire family, making it look like an accident,
夫と息子が絶対に生き残ってるはずなんだ。
she most certainly would have spared her husband and her son.
偶然自分の家族だけが隠し館にいたとへりくつをこねてね。
She would quibble that by coincidence, only her family had been in the hidden mansion.
もし秀吉さんとジョージ君も無事だったなら、さすがの俺でもエヴァさんの陰謀を疑ったろうよ。
If Hideyoshi-san and George-kun had been safe, even I would probably suspect Eva-san.
俺は秀吉さんの葬儀で見せたエヴァさんのあの号泣を演技だなんて到底思えんね。
I truly cannot imagine that Eva-san's wailing at Hideyoshi-san's funeral was an act.
どっちも状況証拠的ですね。
Sounds like both points so far are just circumstantial evidence.
エヴァおばさんの潔白を物理的に示すには至らない。
That isn't the same as physically proving Aunt Eva's innocence.
それを言っちゃおしまいだよ。
If you say that, then you're stuck right away.
生き残ったのはエヴァさんのみ。
Eva-san was the only survivor. Also, I just now realized what this character looks like to me. As a big Kingdom Hearts person, he looks, especially with his hair and face and ponytail, it looks like possibly He looks a lot like Zigbar or Brig from the Kingdom Hearts series, so there's that. Eva-san was the only survivor.
その彼女がそれが真実だと言うんだからさ。
I knew it was like bugging me. I was like, what does he looks like some character I know. And she says that this is the truth.
でも彼女の潔白は誰にも証明できない。
But no one can prove her innocence.
ああ、そうさ。
Yes, that's right.
そして彼女の犯行も誰にも証明できない。
And no one can prove that she committed a crime either. Guess you could call it a devil's proof.
そして信ずるべきポイントの最後が警察だ。
And the final point that justifies trusting her is the police.
何しろ派手な事件だったからね。
After all, it was such a flashy crime.
陰謀説を騒ぐ世論に後押しされて警察が随分とエヴァさんを調べたはずさ。
The police were being pushed forward by the public in an uproar over conspiracy theories, so they must have investigated Eva-san thoroughly. It was easy to feel something unnatural about the claim that Eva had avoided the accident by coincidence, because she alone had escaped to a hidden mansion. Furthermore, at the time, Hideyoshi's company had been right in the middle of a takeover struggle. In order to buy off the big stockholders, she'd wanted a large sum of cash. Shouldn't be too hard to find a motive there. But as a matter of fact, there had been nothing at all that implicated Eva as she went to the family conference. Nothing unnatural was found on her that could have been used to brutally murder her family and make it look like an accident. The servants who escaped harm by being off duty on the day also stated that they hadn't seen anything strange regarding anyone related to the event, Eva included. Putting all that together, it could only be concluded that Ishirumi and Eva had headed to Rokkenjima for a normal family conference without any change, and had encountered an accident.
警察
A
が
deadly
あ
accident.
れだけ散々調べて事件性を見出すことができなかった。
The police looked so intensely, and they still couldn't find evidence that it was a crime.
警察がそう断じた。
They reached that conclusion themselves.
それで六軒島疑惑は決着じゃないのかな。
Doesn't this resolve the Rokkenjima suspicion?
それは単に警察は事件性を
That just means that the police
発見できなかったってだけの話じゃないんですか。
couldn't find evidence that it was a crime, right?
それを言い出したらキリがないな。
There's nothing I can say to counter that.
悪魔の証明になっちまうよ。
It became a devil's proof.
犯罪を暴くには証拠を見つければいい。
To expose it as a crime, you'd simply need to find evidence.
でも無実を示すには何を見つけりゃいいんだい？
But what could you possibly find to prove her innocence?
消極的事実の証明は不可能だ。
It's impossible to prove a negative fact.
エヴァおばさんが犯罪を犯したか否か、
Did Aunt Eva commit a crime, or did she not?
それを判断する材料が見つからないから、そのまま真相は迷宮入りということですね。
Because we can't find any materials that'll let us say for sure truth will remain a mystery. That's what you're saying, right?
そうだな。
That's it.
エンジェちゃんの期待する言い方にするとそうなるな。
Phrased in a manner you would prefer. That's what it amounts to.
エヴァさん自身にだって自分の無実は証明不能なのさ。
It was impossible even for Eva-san to prove her own innocence.
あの島で不幸な事故があった。
On that island, an unfortunate accident occurred,
そしてたまたまエヴァさんが生き残った。
and Eva-san survived by chance.
しかもそれ以上のことは何もわからない。
And we don't know any more than that.
つまるところ唯一の生存者であるエヴァさんの話を信じられるか否かってことになるわけさ。
In short, it all comes down to whether you believe the story of the only survivor, Eva-san, or not.
俺は信じたよ。
I believed.
指輪の話や彼女の尊敬できる家族愛、
The ring and her praiseworthy love for her family,
そして葬儀で見せた涙、
and the tears she shed at the funeral.
それらを加味して考えて彼女の話を信じようと思ったんだ。
Taking all that into consideration, I decided to believe her story.
でも私は信じない。
But I don't believe.
指輪なんて奪う気なら方法はいくらでもあるだろうし、 家族仲が本当に良かったかなんて誰にもわからない。
If she wanted to steal the ring, there were probably many ways for her to do it, and no one knows if her relationship with her family really was that good.
葬儀の涙が本物かなんて証明不能。
No one can prove that tears at a funeral are real.
というか、私はそもそもエヴァおばさんなんて大嫌い。
Anyway, I hated Aunt Eva from the very beginning. It's like a weird noise outside there, I thought.
だから私は彼女の話を信じようなんて思わない。
So I don't even want to believe her. Oh, it's honking noises. Wait, that wasn't outside. That was in-game. It was in-game weird squeals and stuff.
事件の真相をどう見るか。
How does one view the truth of the crime?
俺とエンジェちゃんで真っ向から対立しちまったな。
You and I are on completely opposing sides.
俺たちに与えられてる情報は全く同じなのに、全く異なる見解も持っちまう。
Even though the information we are given, even the information we are given, I think it should just be giving, is exactly the same. We interpret it in completely different ways. Oh, no, I guess even though the information we are given is exactly the same. Never mind. I'm an idiot.
こういうこと、政治や経済でも
For
よくある
once,
ん
it's
だ。
not a typo. This happens often in politics and business.
同じ事業をやっても必ず評価は分かれちまう。
The exact same enterprise will always be assessed in multiple differing ways.
どうしてか分かるかい？
Do you know why?
いいえ、
Why?
愛があるかどうかさ。
It's a question of whether one is love.
相手に愛を感じてるかどうかで、物の見え方は全く違うってことなんだ。
Whether you feel love for someone or not completely changes how you view them.
好きな人が貧しい人に施しをすれば尊敬できるだろう。
If a person you like gives to the poor, you respect them for it, right?
でも嫌いなやつが施しなんて始めたら、売名行為だとか、ばらまき行政だとか、非難合々さ。
But if someone you hate starts donating, you fiercely protest that it's a publicity stunt or that they're handing out favors.
何をしてもしなくても、愛があれば感謝し、愛がなければ非難する。
No matter what they do or don't do, you thank them if you love them. You thank them if you have love and criticize them if you don't.
それが世の中ってもんなんだ。
That's how the world works.
エヴァおばさんのことを信じられるか信じられないか、
Can Aunt Eva be trusted or can't she?
それだけの違いってことですか？
You're saying that's all that really matters? I feel like I'm reading a lot. I'm making a reading. I feel like I'm making a lot of reading mistakes, and this is again another thing that it's like Tuesday night stream energy versus Saturday night stream energy. I feel like I'm way too obvious where like it's just like brain just dead tired. Try my best.
彼女を疑う人間には、彼女が何をしてもしなくても、それは実に不自然に見えるだろうさ。
Those who suspect her will probably take anything she does or doesn't do and truly see it as something unnatural.
逆もしかり。
And it works in reverse.
俺はね、
As for me,
世の中には真実なんてものは、よっぽどのことがない限り、存在しないんじゃないかと思うね。
I think that, barring certain extreme cases, truth might not exist in this world at all.
いや、仮にもし、
No, even if truth does exist.
真実が存在したとしても、それを信じるか信じないかは、愛があるか否かで決められちまう。
Whether you believe it or not is determined by whether you have love or not.
絶対性の宿らない真実なんて、真実と呼べるのかい？
Can you really call truth without certainty truth?
エヴァさんが物理的なアリバイを示したとしても、君はそれを信じられたかい？
Even if Eva-san had been able to show physical proof that she had an alibi, would you have been able to believe it? It's hard to counter that. I hate Aunt Eva, so I'll probably deny any information beneficial to her. Angie is the president of the Hating Eva fan club. And interpret any neutral information in a negative way. In other words, the truth is already decided inside me. So just what in the world is this truth that I'm still searching for, unsatisfied?
そういうことさ。
That's how it is.
つまり俺から何を聞こうともエンジェちゃんがエヴァさんを未だ疑っている以上
So, no matter what you hear from me, since you still suspect Eva-san after all this time,
何を聞いても今更何も変わらないってことなのさ。
nothing will change.
少なくとも今のエンジェちゃんじゃ仮に未知の新事実を掴んだとしても真相に至ることはできんと思うね。
At the very least, even if you were to grasp a piece of here, there to unknown information. I'm saying that word right. Why? This is again one of those words that I just come to in like reading, where I'm like, it just breaks my brain. Unknown information. I don't think you'd be able to reach the truth the way you are now.
私では真相に
The brain just shuts down as it gets that word, just like burnt. So I can't
至れませんか。
reach the truth.
だって
After all,
エンジェちゃんはどんな新情報や新証拠が見つかったってエヴァさんが犯人だってスタンスは変えないんだろう。
no matter what kind of new information or proof you find, Anji-chan, it won't change your stance that Eva-san is the culprit, right?
ならこれ以上何を調べたって意味はないじゃないか。
So it's pointless to investigate anything more. It's very unfortunate that I've chosen to read a visual novel that is an impossible length throughout this year, while knowing that I have like the reading level of a fourth grader, and I'm just exposing that fact. Very unfortunate for me. So it's pointless to investigate anything more.
君の中の真相はすでに決まっているわけさ。
Because the truth inside of you is already decided.
だがもし
However,
エンジェちゃんがそれを真相と思わずにさらに奥深くの本当の真相にたどり着きたいと願うなら
if you
一
stop
個だけ方法があるよ。
if you stop assuming that to be the truth, if you wish to struggle further towards the deeper, real truth, there is a single way.
もう話したつもりなんだけどな。
I believe I already mentioned it.
なんだかわかるかい？
But do you know what it is?
愛ですか。
Is it love?
よく意味がわからないです。
I don't really know what you mean.
エンジェちゃんは今エヴァさんを犯人だと仮定しものを考えている。
Right now, you're considering this under the assumption that Eva-san is the culprit.
でもそれじゃあ片目でものを見てるようなものなんだ。
But that's no different than looking at something with a single eye.
片目じゃどんなに目を凝らしてもものを立体的に見ることはできないだろ。
With one eye, no matter how much you squint, you cannot see an object in three dimensions. You cannot see an object in three dimensions, right?
だからもう一つ目がいるんだ。
That's why we have another eye.
もちろん今の目とは別の立場での。
And of course, it's in a different position from the first eye.
エヴァおばさんが犯人ではない。
That's it. You're telling me to look at things based on the supposition that Aunt Eva isn't the culprit?
あるいは本当に事故であるという仮定にも基づいて物事を見ろと。
Or else that it was a real accident?
そうそうその通り。
Yes, that's correct.
物事を考えるときには異なる立ち位置から見るようにするんだ。
When thinking about anything, you should always try to look at it from different perspectives.
そうじゃないと本当のことは何もわからない。
If you don't, you won't understand anything about what is real.
新聞だってそうさ。
The same with newspapers.
一つの新聞だけじゃその記事を書いた記者の目線一つでしかものが見られない。
You can't see anything from the single viewpoint of a writer who wrote an article in a single newspaper.
複数の新聞を読むことで初めて立体的かつ冷静に分析ができることもある。
Sometimes you can only process information compositely, in three dimensions when you read multiple newspapers.
愛がなければ真実は見えない。
Without love, the truth cannot be seen.
いいね。
Sounds nice. Wah. Maybe he thought it interesting that such a flashy phrase would pop out of his mouth. For a while, he laughed, looking pleased. At the same time, he was telling me that he'd said everything he knew, and that it was about time to leave. I understood that and got to my feet.
俺にもエンジェちゃんの気持ちが分かったよ。
I do understand your feelings, Anji-chan.
あんたが納得するようにしばらく好きにしたらいい。
You should do as you like for a while, until you're satisfied.
当時、君は6歳だった。
You were 6 years old at the time.
わけがわからないうちに家族を失い、未だに心の整理がつかない気持ち、よくわかるんだ。
I understand how you must feel after losing your family before you could even understand what that meant, and how you must still be unable to sort out your heart.
真相はわかるかもしれない。わからないかもしれない。
You may learn the truth, and you may not.
エヴァさんは犯人かもしれないし、犠牲者かもしれない。
Eva-san may be the culprit. She may be a victim.
エンジェちゃんが信じる真実が見つけられるのを祈ってるよ。
I pray that you find the truth you believe in, Anji-chan.
若いうちの旅も貴重な経験かもしれない。
A journey at such a young age may prove to be a valuable experience.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much.
お忙しいところお邪魔して本当にすみませんでした、おこのぎさん。
I'm truly sorry to be such a bother when you're so busy, Okonogi-san. Ah, we got an entry because she said his name. Here we go. Where are you? Hey! A leading member of the Ishinomiya group. Between the time of Eva's death and Angie succeeding her positions, management of the group has fallen to core members like him in her stead. However, Angie has no desire to inherit that role, leaving the group on the brink of fracturing internally, putting Okonogi in a difficult position. He was once the president of a foodstuffs distribution company and had an intimate relationship with Hideyoshi's business. Because of that long-lasting association, Eva trusted him particularly, and he was appointed to an important post within the group. Good for him.
いいっていいって。
No trouble, no trouble.
これからどうするんだ。
What are you gonna do now?
まあ適当に。
Well, whatever works.
事件関係者やその道の専門家ってやつに何人かアポを入れてるので、そちらを当たるつもりです。
I've made appointments with several specialists and people related to the crime, and I plan to go visit them.
そうか。
I see.
納得のいく答えが見つかるといいな。
I hope you find an answer you can accept. Beep beep. At that time, company president Okunagi's secretary came in, handing him a memo over his shoulder. He read it, then looked between it and my face.
エンジちゃん。
Anji-chan.
旅に出てごらんと言った矢先で申し訳ないんだが、耳に入れといた方がいい情報だ。
My apologies that this comes right after telling you to try going on a journey, but I have some information you should lend an ear to.
君、今だいぶやばいらしいね。
It looks like you're in a bit of a nasty fix right now.
私の金を狙ってる連中ですか？
People after my money?
だからお金なんてくだらない。
This is why money's stupid.
だからって財
She's
産
so
丸ご
right.
と売っ払って全額を福祉に寄付しようなんてしたら
Speak your truth. Yes, but if you sell off all the wealth, trying to donate the whole sum to the public welfare,
エンジェちゃんの財産で川残用してる連中が目ん玉飛び出しちまうよ。
you'll make the eyes pop out of those people optimistic about their chances with your fortune.
ああ、スマデラの家ですか。
Oh, the Sumadera family?
あいつら、何を偉そうに保護者面して。
Those guys act so proud, like they're my guards or something. I haven't forgotten Aunt Eva. There's no way I'll put myself in the care of the Sumadera family. They probably want to, as Aunt Eva often threatened in the past, cut off my arms and legs, throw me in a warehouse, and suck the Ishinomiya family's wealth dry.
スマデラ家の使いがここに来るそうだ。
Apparently a messenger from the Sumadera family is coming here.
君を引き渡せと。いやいや、保護したいと言ってるな。
Oh, the music got intense all of a sudden. They're saying to hand you over. No. But they want to protect you.
使いって？
Messenger, you say?
君のおばだよ。
It's your aunt.
キリエさんの妹さんだ。
Kairi-san's younger sister.
君のことを妹のように思っていると前に話してたな。
I believe she told me earlier that she thinks of you as a little sister.
ご冗談。
She's gotta be joking.
せめて孫と言ってよ、あのババア。
At least call me a granddaughter, you old hag.
文脈から見るに君の意思は聞く気がないようだ。
Judging from the context, it seems they have no wish to listen to your desires.
地下2階の駐車場に車が待たせてある。
I have a car waiting in the parking lot 2 stories underground.
行きなさい。
Go.
スマデラの家から引き渡せって言われてるんでしょ。
The Sumadera family is telling you to hand me over.
いいの？私を行かせて。
Is it really okay to let me go?
エンジェちゃんはきっと将来大物になるよ。
You'll definitely become something big in the future, Angie-chan.
この貸しはその時の出世払いってことにしとこう。
Let us call this a favor to be repaid upon your success.
行きな、早く。
Go. Quickly. Damn. After bowing silently and deeply, Angie left that place at a dash. After watching her leave, the female secretary straightened her glasses and whispered.
スマデラ家からは足止めをしておくように言われていますが、
The Sumadera family told us to stall her.
行かせてよろしいのですか？
Is it really alright to let her go?
足止めならしたよ、十分に。
We did stall her. More than enough.
それに間に合わないのはスマデラの過失だね。
If they still don't make it in time, that's their own fault.
エンジェちゃんには逃げろと言ったし、
I told Angie-chan to run for it.
スマデラにはエンジェちゃんが来てるよと通報したし。
I informed the Sumaderas that Angie-chan would be coming. Great, he's a slime ball.
捕まっても捕まらなくても双方に恨まれない。
Whether she's caught or not, I will not be blamed.
世の中はすべからく愛だね。
Everything in this world is love, you see.
大丈夫、逃げおわせるよ。
Don't worry, she'll escape.
何しろ追ってまくためにビルから飛び降りられる子だからね。
After all, that child's capable of leaping off a building to shake pursuers. Okanogi looked down again through a crack in the blinds, muttering, nope, definitely couldn't do it. Angie wasn't a fool herself. She got off the elevator, but on the 3rd floor. Smart. Taxiing the 2nd level of the basement? That's so neat and clean that I don't like it. It's probably better to refuse for now. But my enemies aren't fools either. They're probably waiting in the 1st floor lobby, as well as the underground parking lot. It's such a massive building. Instead of getting anxious and escaping outside, maybe it's better to stay inside and wait it out. No, that's useless. If they get their hands on a security room in a modern building like this, I'll have nowhere to run. This entire building is like a massive dead end. The 3rd floor is the business floor. A young girl like me will clearly stick out. Trying not to stand out any more than I had to, I walked at a brisk pace, searching for an emergency exit. It'd be perfect if that staircase was an outside one. I found the door to the emergency exit. After opening that heavy door, I found the outside staircase I'd hoped for. I bumped into a man who looked like an employee skipping work and smoking a cigarette. After glaring at me, he quickly crushed out a cigarette and went away. That guy was disturbed. It looked like there was no one below. If I'm gonna escape, now's my only chance. Oh shit. Action. Just when I thought that, a black car slid right under me and came to a sudden stop with an incredible squealing of the tires. Judging by the sound of tires, it seemed that they had several other allies, and that one of them had come here to block this path.
かすみおばさん、やるじゃない。
Not bad, Aunt Kasumi.
非常口から出てくるメイにまで送迎車を送るなんて。
To think you'd even send a car to pick up your little sister when she's trying to get out through the emergency exit. Bam bam! The doors of the car were forcefully opened and 3 black-suited men jumped out, looking up at the emergency staircase. I don't know why I just imagined, for some reason, you know, like, think back to, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 1 of the anime, where, like, Seto Kaiba was constantly, like, dodging and ducking, like, the dudes in suits. Like, Pegasus's, like, goons. And he would, like, carry around his briefcase of cards and everything. For some reason, this is what this reminds me of. She is Seto Kaiba in this instance, for some reason, in my head. Crap. Our eyes met.
12マルタイ発見。
12. Target found.
北西側非常階段3階応援遅れ
Northwest side emergency stairs. 3rd floor. Send support.
エンジ様
Angie-sama!
そこを動かれませんように
Try not to move from there.
ご無礼を失礼します
Forgive our roughness. The three of them began to clamber up the emergency exit. They've already announced that they plan to be rough. This is pretty bad. As long as I don't stop breathing, they've probably been, ordered to grab me no matter what, even if they've got to rip out one of my arms. Clank, 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 clank. Their heavy, wild footsteps became a helix, began to rise from the lower floors, getting closer. In the entrance lobby of the building, a woman with several black-suited guards behind her advanced at a leisurely pace. Seeing this ostentatious entrance, the security guards for the building ran up to them, asking if they had an appointment.
これだから東京人は
How typical of Tokyo people.
名乗らせなければ相手の格もわからない
Don't you understand the status of the person you are talking to without her having to say her name?
失礼いたしました
My apologies.
当社ではご来賓の皆様にはフロントにてセキュリ
At our company, guests are to take a secure...
下がれ下船が
Back down, scum.
私はお前たちの社長に呼ばれてきたんだよ
I came because I was called by your president. God, I like it, but it is distracting to just have this drum beat just... It's like firing off a certain part of my brain where I'm just like, okay. I came because I was called by your president.
おこのぎ哲郎を呼んでおいで
Call Okanogi Tetsuro here. As
呼び
close
つ
as
けて
I'll
おい
get.
て出迎えもないとはねこれだから東京人は
To think he would call me here and then not welcome me. How typical of Tokyo people.
これは失礼
My apologies.
ようこそ後宮グループへ須磨寺かすみさん
Welcome to the Ishiromiya group. Samadera Kasumi-san. Ah, we get a thing. Give me a thing. Beep bop. Sumadera Kasumi, daughter of the declining noble family Sumadera, Ishiromiya Kairi's younger sister. She despises her sisters and by extension, Angie as well. How pleasant. She's the opposite of the freewheeling person Kairi once was and holds appearance in high regard, possessing a strong ambition for philanthropy. However, this is all just a craving for the limelight caused by the complex she has towards her sister. There are several opposing factions in the Sumadera family, and they're constantly engaged in a secret feud over who will control the vast wealth Angie holds. Interesting. Interesting. 2 new characters in just the stream. Here we go. With his secretary behind him, Okanogi dashingly appeared from the elevator. Even though both of them wore bold smiles, they were wrapped in a tension reminiscent of the smell of gunpowder.
エンジェはどこ
Where is Angie?
姉さんのかわいい姪を迎えに来たのよ私は
I came to greet that adorable daughter of my big sisters.
後宮グループでは時間厳守がモットーでしてな
Strict observance of time is our motto here at the Ishiromiya group.
時間を守れない人間は契約も守れないってのが先代会長のお言葉でして
The former chairman herself said that those who can't keep time can't keep contracts.
東京まで呼びつけてなんてざまなの
You call me all the way to Tokyo, and this is all you have to show for it?
逃がしたわね
You let her go, didn't you?
逃げられたと言ってもらいたいですな
Please, she escaped from us.
これでも随分足止めはしたんです
We did stall her for quite some time,
さすがに蹴取られましてね
but unsurprisingly, she did eventually smell a rat.
須磨寺さんが時間通りに来てくれれば問題はなかったのですが
Of course, this wouldn't have been a problem at all if you had arrived on time, Sumadera-san.
これだから地方人はルーズで困るんで
Got
す
her. Ah, these provincials. I don't think it's a hard C. Provincials and their loose concept of time. This game using words I have trouble pronouncing. How dare this game? Ha 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 ha.
今なんと
What was that?
この私になんと
What did you say to me? What was that word you couldn't pronounce? You couldn't sense any of Kairi's open frankness in Kasumi's face. She wore the arrogance of the ancient Sumidera family towards the ruined Ishiromiya family, as well as pride, because she didn't want anyone to notice that her family was declining so much that they couldn't ignore the Ishiromiya family's wealth. Even at a glance, it was easy to understand why Angie hated her aunt so deeply. She couldn't stand even a slight insult, and though she still smiled, her eyebrow twitched. At that time, the black-suited man behind Kasumi whispered to her.
エンジ様を発見しました。
Angie-sama has been found.
対応中です。
We are currently dealing with her.
あら間に合ってよかった
Oh, I'm glad we made it in time.
ありがとうねお好み
Thank you, Okonogi.
ようやくやんちゃなメイを連れて帰れそうだわ
It seems I can finally take my mischievous niece home.
私あの子と一緒にゆっくりとお茶室で語らいたくてお道具まで準備して待ってたんだから
I've waited so long to talk with that girl in my tea room, with all the tools prepared. Clank, 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 clank. As a violent sound drew a helix, it rushed up at me from below, threatening to swallow me up. Of course, even if I fight, there's no way I'll be able to win. And yet, running into the building would be like jumping into a dead end of my own accord. My enemies will increase in number with time. If I don't do something here now, I won't have any more chances to escape. Then, 3 muscular black-suited men came into view below me. 1, 2, 3. 3 people. In other words, everyone who had gotten out of the car. If there had been just one of them, I might have been able to drop-kick them or something and smash them in the head, with which might work out. But it really would be impossible with 3 of them. Wait, 3? If there's just 3, I should be able to make it. I can do it. Is she gonna say something? No? Take a deep breath. Ah! Whoa. Whoa, what is she doing? What? You idiot, stop! Look out! Whoa!
01より12確保したか応答されたし
01 calling 12 or 1 calling 12 or 01 calling 12. Is the package secure? We received a response.
どうした
What happened?
応答しろ
Respond.
なんてやつだくそ
What in the jazz music is this? She's crazy. Damn it. Oh, hit the wrong button. Nah. Ow, ow. See, that worked out perfectly, didn't it? There's just the 3 of them after all. I've already tried that once from a higher place. I knew I'd be able to jump down just 3 floors. It's a good thing the car that it came in was right beneath me. Oh, she jumped onto the car. Even if it wasn't as pleasant as a trampoline, it broke my fall. A little gently, a little roughly.
失礼しちゃうわ
How rude.
ここまでへこむこともないだろう
Oh, this is, oh. So this is the top of the car, the van. And then that like thunder noise was her landing on it. I was like, what? Did she summon a lightning bolt or something? I was so confused. I mean, at first, I thought she was taking a deep breath because I thought she was going to, like, summon Maria somehow. I thought we were going to, like, summon Maria and then, like, her and Maria were going to take down the goons. My mind went everywhere, trying to assume what was happening. No, you didn't have to dent that much. The roof of the car broke my fall, leaving a massive dent around my body. Car roofs are surprisingly delicate. I don't think it's because of my weight. Apparently the 3 people on the stairs hadn't planned on me jumping down. It seemed they now realized that they'd been outwitted and they were rushing down the stairs. I've got to run and escape while I have the chance. I moved my body, making clunking sounds on the car roof. but I'd been naive. Of course, they wouldn't all rush up the stairs without leaving one person behind. There was one black-suited man left in the driver's seat of the car that had broken my fall. He stuck his head out the window, and when he realized what had fallen on him, he jumped out. In a rush, I jumped off the roof, but the black-suited man's reaction was really fast. Either there was a massive reward for capturing me, or there'd be some harsh punishment in store for them if they let me get away.
15 確保確保
15. Secured. Ow.
気安く触らないで離して
Don't touch me like that. Let go. I was mercilessly held down against the asphalt. I was being crushed face down, covered and pressed upon from above. It was a hold without a trace of elegance, but it was extremely practical and left me no room for resistance. I tried to push back with both hands, searching for a way to resist, but I was being pushed down solidly. I couldn't even tear myself off the asphalt. Then another car came, squealing its tires that slid to a sudden stop. Is it all over now? Yeah. The man that had been crushing me let out a sharp cry. He was yelling straight into my ear, making my left ear ring. What in the world? Along with the black suit guy, I fell with a thunk. After landing face up, the first thing I saw was an arm stuck out right in front of my eyes.
天草
Amakusa?
あんたどうしてここに
Although she said it like, Amakusa. What are you doing here?
その話は
Who is this man? Let's talk about that after we lost them.
お嬢車へ早く
To the car, quickly, lady. Amakusa grabbed my arm, easily pulled me up, spinning me around with himself as a center of gravity. I gotta see this guy. Yeah, look at this man. Look at this man. Just when I thought it was a little like a dance, he flung me through the open door into the driver's seat. I climbed over the handbrake and slid into the passenger seat. Pushing me in, Amakusa... I'm just gonna have to say, Amakusa also got into the driver's seat. Since we suddenly accelerated while I was still on all fours, I had to kick and struggle around on the chair for a while, like a turtle that's been flipped over. Amakusa checked the rearview mirror for cars in pursuit, but he flew into the artery of the big city without lowering his speed in the slightest. We sewed our way between cars one after another, just like a chase scene in some action movie. I was shaken by this horrible driving and had trouble sitting back down.
お嬢お怪我は
Are you hurt, lady?
問題ないわ
I'm fine.
人間って案外頑丈よ
Humans are surprisingly durable.
私次からは下りのエレベーターを逃したら窓から飛び降りることにするわ
Next time I try to escape. I don't think this A is supposed to be there. Next time I try to escape a downward moving elevator, I'll jump out a window instead.
お嬢の趣味はエアダイブらしいや
Guess air dives are a hobby of yours, lady.
ただ次からは落下傘をつけることをお勧めしますぜ
Still, I'd recommend you grab a parachute next time.
飛び降りた後に思い出せたらね
Sure, but remember to do it after leaping.
クー
Cool. He smacked the steering wheel, goofball. Need an explanation for this flippantly talking man? His name is Amakusa Juza. He was originally one of Aunt Eva's guards. Didn't she start to hate him because he chatted too much? He was much younger than the rest of the guards, but contrary to his outward flippancy, he'd hopped from the 1st Airborne of the JSDF to the French Foreign Legion, placing himself in overseas private military companies and high-class security companies one after another, making for a pretty incredible and unique career. But I heard he deserted both the JSDF and the French Foreign Legion, and that he'll be arrested if he enters France again. Both of these flippant episodes were very typical of him. The guards were sternly told not to chat with me unnecessarily, but he came and took a pass at me, didn't he? Aunt Eva was apparently particularly put off by that. had supposedly dismissed him shortly before she died.
その軽口が懐かしいわ。
Let's read his thing. Dude, look at this man. A former guard of Eva's, he's fundamentally a thrill seeker willing to take on dangerous jobs for very little pay. I love reading this as the trumpets blare in my ears. At one point, he did work as a guard for Angie, but after repeatedly violating Eva's strict orders not to speak to her, Eva grew to dislike him and fired him. Angie seemed not to mind having him around, as we often chat with her. This man, who has traveled between the Japan Self-Defense Force, the Foreign Legion, and non-government military companies, has skill in counter-sniping and protecting VIPs. Counter-sniping? I mean, I gotta say, this music and the trumpets doing their tooting and then the car horns going off is not conducive to reading paragraphs. Unsurprisingly. Just gonna turn it all the way down in my ears for a sec. It's been a while since I've heard that carefree tone.
クビになった後はどうしてたの？
What happened after you got fired?
ブラックウォーターでエクササイズの指導を
I was coaching some people at Blackwater.
休暇で帰国したら小此木社長に高給を提示されまして
When I came back to the country during my time off, President Okonogi offered me a high wage.
で、また脱走？
So, you deserted again?
こんな男、何の役に立つのかしら。
Wonder how a man like that can be useful for anything.
来週までに帰りゃ脱走にはなりませんので
Doesn't count as desertion as long as I come back by next week.
話があったのは昨日です
I talked with him yesterday.
お嬢が厄介な連中を呼び込むかもしれないと言われまして
I was told that some troublesome people might come to call on you, lady.
まさにその通りで申し訳ないわね。
Sorry, that turned out to be exactly right.
お嬢と面識があってドタバタの経験も豊富ってことでご指名が来たんでしょうぜ
My name probably came up since I know you. I've got lots of crazy experience.
お嬢のおかげでハッピーな休暇と小遣い稼ぎになりそうです
Thanks to you. Looks like I'm in for a happy vacation plus some pocket money.
おこのぎさんがあんたを私の護衛に雇ったってこと？
Like how this game is portraying her in like the back seat or something. Like, and yet he was in the front seat, like facing. Very funny. So Okonogi-san employed you as my guard?
お嬢に恩を売りたいんでしょうぜ
He probably wants to buy some gratitude from you, lady.
クビの後お好みの社長にはいろいろと世話になってましてね
After I got fired, I was indebted to President Okonogi in various ways.
いろいろと弱みを握られてんで逆らえんのですわ
He's got some dirt on me here and there. Now I can't say no to him. Yeah.
おこのぎさんの世話になると後々で高くつきそうね。
Seems like getting indebted to Okonogi-san can be pretty costly later on.
で、あんたは私をどこに連れて行くつもりなの？
So, where are you planning on taking me?
どちらへでも
Anywhere.
週末までは雇われてます
I'm employed until the weekend.
それ以降は別料金
Anything after that will cost you extra.
一日いくら？
How much per day?
5万で手を打ちます
I'll take 50,000
経費は別ですぜ
plus expenses.
軽口を叩かないなら倍払うわ。
If you stop cracking jokes, I'll double it.
雇用期間は未定。
The period of employment isn't fixed yet.
何週間かになるかも。
It might take several weeks.
そりゃ大変だ
I'll be tough.
ボスに休暇の延長を電話しないとなりませんぜ
I'll have to call my boss to get an extension on my vacation.
私、どうしてもあの日のことが調べたいの。
More than anything, I want to investigate that day.
ああ例の六軒島の
Oh, is this about Rokenjima?
そうよ。
Exactly.
12年前にあの島で何があったのか。
What happened on that island 12 years ago?
私の手で納得がいくように調べたいの。
I want to investigate it with my own hands to my satisfaction.
そんな昔のことを今さら調べて 今さら新しい発見がありますかね。
Music looping. Do you really expect to find anything new investigating something that old?
そうね。
True.
だからこれは私の自己満足のための旅なのよ。
But this is a journey for my own self-satisfaction.
それを終えたらネギでも背負ってスマデラの家に行くわ。
Once that's over, I'll just throw my hands up and go over to the Sumadera family.
かすみおばさん、私にお抹茶をご馳走したいとか言ってたっけ？
Didn't Aunt Kasumi say something about how she wanted to serve me some matcha?
角材の上に正座させられて石でも抱かされながらのお茶かしら。
Maybe she'll serve me tea as I kneel on sharp wooden blocks, clutching stones or something.
そりゃおっかねえや。
Damn, that sounds freaky. Honk, 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 honk. Oh my god.
申し訳ございません。見失いました。
Alright, we're gonna end there. It's as natural as a stopping point we're gonna get in probably in the next 15 minutes, so we'll call it a night. We had what? 3 new characters be introduced. 3 important enough characters to get their own little portraits and entries. Bios, you could say. That's exciting. In like the 12-year flash forward kind of like era we have going on here with Angie, which I have actual high hopes for. I don't know if I find, you know, I've been shit talking the Maria section so much. I'm mostly saying that as like a joke. I don't actually hate that too much. I think Maria's whatever. I'm sure she's gonna be very important, so I can't have everyone thinking I really hate Maria when I know she's gonna, whatever her character arc is about to become is gonna be probably grand. So, but yeah, 3 characters introduced. We had a chase scene. We had some backgrounds get zoomed in to imply action, so that's exciting. And yeah, I think I'm interested in the Angie potentially going and trying to do like her own investigation thing 12 years in the future. That's kind of cool. I think that's a cool concept. I don't know, but now I'm only just now thinking of it kind of now-ish. Is this going to be unlike the first 3 chapters? Is this chapter going to be like structured completely different then? Is it going to be done in like a flashback kind of sense? Or are we going to see a natural like round of the game happen? Or not? Those are the questions we have to sit on until Saturday. Cuz Saturday night should be more Umineko. A regular size, and I say regular, I mean a decent sized, on the longer side, more than the almost 2 hours tonight. We'll try to aim for another 4 to 6 hours on Saturday night. Today's Tuesday, so tomorrow also stream. That should be Master Detective Archives. Go back into that. I think we're almost, I think, probably at an investigation phase for that, to investigate a thing in Master Detective Archives. And then Friday we'll go back to Final Fantasy 16 for a bit. We made some actually decent progress on that yesterday. Wild things were happening in Final Fantasy 16 last night, I must say. I won't throw out a random spoiler or anything, but like there was some interesting combinage happening, is the most I'll say. So it was cool. It was flashy. It was a grand 3 hours last night. So yeah, like I said, tomorrow Master Detective Archives, more Umineko Saturday. I hope you enjoyed watching. Despite me, what I was saying at the beginning, despite me saying and admitting that I at least feel that there is a lesser quality or energy brought to the streams on a weeknight, and so there's like a weird dichotomy sometimes between the weekend Umineko streams and the week Umineko streams. I apologize for that if that lessens the quality for you as a watcher, listener, viewer. But like I said, we'll be back Sunday or Saturday with plenty of more hours of Umineko. So Again, hope you enjoyed watching. Have a great rest of your night. It's still super early because I decided to stream early because of said tiredness. But have a nice rest of your night. Have a great Wednesday. Stay safe, stay well, do good, be good. And I will hopefully catch you in another stream. Honk, 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 honk. Honk.